Welcome back to the Innovation Summit and the awards ceremony for the Artisanal Mining Grand Challenge. Let's revisit what happened yesterday.
Are you ready for this Innovation Summit?
As we are looking at artisanal mining in the future, we have to be inventive, we have to be using all the knowledge and all the innovative power that we have as society, because without a healthy planet, we really cannot create a future in which life and the systems that support it can thrive, and in which future generations can actually shape a life according to their needs.
We're committed to ending the sixth mass extinction, the only mass extinction caused by a single species, us. But on the flip side, we have the tools, and we have the exponential tools to 10x those solutions that can get us there. We asked anyone, anywhere, to submit their solutions that will make artisanal mining more responsible.
It is promising to see that the finalists of the ASM Grand Challenge represent a diversity of solutions, from pest monitoring to extract and data gathering.
Our solution aims to help miners avoid introducing toxic waste in the form of disposable batteries into their communities.
Matokeo is a crowdsourcing platform that enables miners and communities in Eastern Congo to report on the impact of ASM.
TerraPower turns contaminated sites into renewable energy fields.
Basically, it's a suite of applications that provides training, support, and guidance to our miners.
And so we've now been able to build a whole mercury sensor around that's about a cubic centimeter in volume.
It is a public map to monitor mining activity in the Amazon and in tropical forests generally.
We've developed a mercury capture system that allows people in artisanal and small-scale gold mining communities to safely work with gold and amalgams.
We've built an online marketplace that connects ASM stakeholders with the people, tools, and data they need to make ASM sustainable.
We've trained a machine learning algorithm that actually is able to detect formations of illegal mining sites in rainforest areas.
What we're trying to address is what we'll call the completeness gap in terms of data around artisanal mining and more broadly in metal supply chains.
What Clean Gold is a specially designed magnetic plate. First and foremost, it eliminates the need for mercury with mining.
I am so inspired by the 11 finalists. Like the miners, you are hardworking, strong, creative, and very knowledgeable about markets, and you clearly have a passion for your work. Thank you for adding your ideas and talents to global efforts to protect the environment and human health, and improve conditions for the world's artisanal and small-scale mining communities.
And now let's welcome to the stage Team TerraPower, led by Jeffrey Beyer. Jeffrey, welcome. We're glad to have you join us.
Good afternoon from Ghana on behalf of the team.
If you were to be awarded a prize through this challenge, how would you deploy those funds?
What we want to do in the future is to mobilize these funds to expand the work that we've done.
How well adapted is this design for users in the field?
Thanks so much for the question. I think this is a really, really important one and really fundamental to the solution that we provide.
Right now, we have a product that we know that works both in the lab and the field, and we're looking to move this forward to test it. If we can stop the burning in the field, we can dramatically decrease mercury emissions from artisanal and small-scale gold mining to the atmosphere.
We're big believers in trying to impact change both from upstream and downstream.
And the more support and capacity building we can give them, the more we can make sure that mining is contributing to lifting society up and improving people's lives.
When you look at a challenge like artisanal mining, you recognize that it both provides amazing livelihoods for many people, and it produces the resources that power our daily lives, our computers, our cars, our cell phones. How is it that we can power the future and power our daily lives without destroying the planet? That's what you can do with the Grand Challenge.
And let's all get on board with getting these tools out in the field and into the hands of those who can put them to use.
David Brin is a scientist, tech speaker, and consultant, and an author. Brin's 16 novels, including the New York Times bestseller and Hugo Award winners, have been translated into more than 20 languages. His international best-selling novels include Earth, Existence, Startide Rising, and The Postman, adapted for film in 1998. Dr. Brin serves on the External Advisory Council of NASA's Innovative and Advanced Concepts Program and appears frequently on shows such as Nova, The Universe, and Life After People, explaining science and future trends. His nonfiction book about the information age, The Transparent Society, won the Freedom of Speech Award of the American Library Association. His latest nonfiction work is Polemical Judo. Please welcome David Brin.
Hello, my name is David Brin. I'm a science fiction author, an astrophysicist, a NASA consultant, and a concerned citizen. I'm pleased to be part of this event, the Conservation X Labs Innovation Summit and Award Ceremony for the Artisanal Mining Grand Challenge, to help imagine a world in which the innovations identified through this challenge will help alleviate human and environmental side effects of artisanal and small-scale mining, and improve their efficiency and generally try for a positive sum outcome, get more benefits than harms. As an author of science fiction, I like to imagine a future Earth, and I have a novel called Earth that predicted an awful lot of this stuff. It's on Time Magazine's list of the 10 most predictive novels. And I'd like to imagine a future Earth in which humans manage to find ways, both social and technological, to help reduce environmental harm for so many reasons. Maybe this means that through innovation and invention, we are able to save the human species and rid our planet of the underlying causes of species extinction. Because if that continues and we create the Anthropocene era, we'll be in very serious trouble. Now, in any event, over the long run, the solution is blatantly to get our necessary raw materials from asteroids and other astronomical bodies. And I just finished NASA meetings exploring those possibilities. But we're not there yet. And while we should invest heavily in those opportunities to make the Earth a garden, stop tearing into her, in the near future, we're just going to have to continue to some extent in order to end poverty for all the children of the world so that they can become problem solvers. So I'm inspired by the innovations that have come out through this competition, the ingenuity and passion of the innovators who are tackling a very challenging issue, artisanal and small-scale mining. I understand that this sector of mining, which is mostly unregulated, provides great economic opportunity for millions of people. Though let's be honest and admit that we've also seen what many of these artisanal small-scale mining operations also do. Gold mining, for instance, in the rainforests, the use of mercury has resulted in contamination that can have devastating impacts on people and wildlife. And yes, small-scale miners are working in risky conditions, and sometimes at a great political and labor disadvantage, so that earning money for their basic needs, like putting food on their tables and paying for their children's education, can be difficult. But we can change this narrative. I do it all the time in my science fiction stories, of course. That's easier. And those of you proposing innovative solutions in this competition, you are also changing the narrative. You are changing the narrative from one of environmental and social harm to one that might help lead to environmental sustainability and prosperity. Now, if I can imagine a world where all the innovations proposed in this competition are implemented on a global scale and then lead to more, then here's what the world I would like to see might look like. Artisanal and small-scale mining will no longer be data poor, for one thing. Quite the opposite. It will be one of the most data-rich sectors. These data will be used, and by the way, both the miners and the companies will be able to use cameras to hold each other accountable and to be held accountable by the civilizations that they're part of. But if we innovate, that won't prevent them from also seeking to earn a good living. These data will be used for good to formalize the sector so that artisanal and small-scale miners have access to financing, social services, and equipment to make their jobs safer and more environmentally sound. Small-scale mining won't occur haphazardly on the landscape in biodiverse areas. Circularity and recycling of raw materials will become the norm. As consumers, we would know the origins of all the raw materials in our futuristic electric cars, hovercrafts, wearable sensors, and artificial body extensions, and all the things we hope to have, especially the flying cars. And downstream companies will be responsible for where they source their raw materials, and they will be incentivized to invest in small-scale mining operations that ensure miners are working in safe conditions and good labor practices, and that environmental harm is minimized and remediated. Remediation and restoration of small-scale mining sites will be economically feasible and required, and provide a source of non-fossil fuel-based energy. Anyone would be able to detect mercury in the environment and other pollutants, and be motivated and incentivized to remove legacy mercury contamination from their environment. And we will all have on our phones the detection ability to be able, it's already coming, so get used to it. The ability for all of us to hold these systems accountable, while remembering that in order to have these cell phones and other things, we're going to have to do some more digging from the ground. It's just going to have to happen, and better refining techniques until we can get to those asteroids. People will no longer suffer from the health effects due to mercury contamination, especially that used in gold mining. Artisanal and small-scale gold mining will no longer be the largest source of global anthropogenic mercury contamination. All of these narratives are possible, and you are taking the right steps, among many, to get us there. So I want to congratulate all of the finalists in this competition. The future will be what we make of it. So read science fiction, think a lot about the future, get involved, and go forth and change the narrative around artisanal and small-scale mining, among many things that need our pre-sapient prefrontal lobes to be involved, thinking more than 5 years ahead. So good luck, carry on, make a good civilization.
We are so pleased to introduce our next speakers from the Jane Goodall Institute, Lilian Pentea and Jane Goodall. Dr. Lilian Pentea is the Vice President of Conservation Science at the Jane Goodall Institute and brings more than 25 years of experience in adopting and using satellite imagery and GIS to the job of conserving chimpanzees and their vanishing habitats in Africa. Lilian works closely with local communities, protected area managers, local governments, and Jane Goodall Institute staff in Tanzania, Uganda, the DRC, and Congo to match innovative technologies with local solutions to tackle some of the hardest challenges in conservation. Dr. Jane Goodall was born in London, England, and at the young age of 26, she followed her passion for animals and Africa to Gombe, Tanzania, where she began her landmark study of chimpanzees in the wild, immersing herself in their habitat as a neighbor rather than a distant observer. Her discovery in 1960 that chimpanzees make and use tools rocked the scientific world and redefined the relationship between humans and animals. In 1977, she established the Jane Goodall Institute to advance her work around the world and for generations to come. JGI continues field research at Gombe and builds on Dr. Goodall's innovative approach to conservation, which recognizes the central role that people play in the well-being of animals and the environment. Today, Dr. Goodall travels the world, speaking about the threats facing chimpanzees, environmental crises, and her reasons for hope. In her books and speeches, she emphasizes the interconnectedness of all living things and the collective power of individual action. Please welcome Lilian Pentea and Jane Goodall.
Hello, I'm Jane Goodall, and I'm really glad to be a part of this event celebrating the winners of the Artisanal Mining Grand Challenge. Artisanal mining is a great threat to habitats, to ecosystems, to biodiversity, and to people's livelihoods right across Africa. I think many people know that in 1960, I went to Tanzania, it was Tanganyika back then, to study the behavior of wild chimpanzees, but also ours out in the rainforest, where I came to understand the interconnection of all living things and how each species, no matter how small, played a role in the great tapestry of life. I decided I needed to go to Africa to try and find out for myself what was happening. And I got some funding together so that I could visit, I think it was 6 chimpanzee range countries where they were being studied. And I learned a lot about the threats to their survival, the habitat destruction caused by farming, village expansion, logging, and mining, and how they were caught in wire snares set by hunters. But at the same time, I learned more about the threats faced by so many people living in and around chimpanzee habitat, the crippling poverty, the lack of good health and education facilities, the degradation of the land. It came to a head when I flew over the tiny Gombe National Park. What had been part of this great equatorial forest was now, in 1990, a tiny island of forest surrounded by completely bare hills. There were more people living there than the land could support, too poor to buy food from elsewhere, struggling to survive. And that's when it hit me. If we don't work to improve the lives of these people, to help them find ways of making a living without destroying the environment, we can't even try to save the chimpanzees. And so in 1994, the Jane Goodall Institute, JGI, began our method of community-based conservation, Take Care, or TACARI, as it's known, a very holistic program. It began with a tiny group of hand-picked local Tanzanians going into the 12 villages around the national park and asking the villagers what they thought we could do to make their lives better. And we started there, helping them restore fertility to the overused farmland without chemicals, and working with the local Tanzanian government to improve health and education facilities. Today it's in 104 villages. But back then, my wonderful friend and colleague, Dr. Lilian Pintea, joined our team. And it was he who introduced innovative new technology. And some of this innovative new technology introduced by Lilian has made such a difference in combination with our TACARI program. We are definitely improving the well-being and the chances of future success for the Gombe chimpanzees. And now Lilian will go into some of this technology, which I know is very exciting. And then I'll come back and close off.
Thank you, Jane. And I'd like to share with you a few slides and videos. Joining your team in Tanzania 20 years ago was a life-changing moment for me. I remember looking with you in Gombe over this historical aerial photos from 40s and 50s, and overlaying this old technology with the latest cutting-edge 1-meter Icono satellite imagery that just became available, and have for the first time a clear view of how forest and human land use changed inside and outside the park. We could see individual trees, streams, houses, farms, and we could see forests and woodlands being restored inside the park because of protection, and realize how much forest was lost outside the park. But most importantly, thanks to TACARI and our staff in Tanzania, we were able to connect this innovative satellite imagery, GIS, mobile field data collection apps, cloud technologies with the local communities. We're able to listen and integrate the traditional knowledge and values of landscapes, along with the government institutions and decision-making processes. This resulted in real conservation actions and impact on the ground that we can see today. Like in this case, for example, natural regeneration and restoration of woodlands by the local communities in a village forest reserve just outside Gombe, confirmed thanks to Maxar satellite images. This combination of innovative technologies from our partners like Maxar, Esri, Microsoft, Google, and others, with our Takari approach, where local people own and drive their conservation efforts as part of their larger nature-based development efforts to improve their livelihoods, made the use of technology such a success and enables us to scale up conservation efforts across the globe. Thank you, and back to you, Jane.
Thank you, Lillian. And let me just add that in all the countries where we're working with chimpanzees, we have introduced our youth program in the schools around the chimpanzee habitats. This is Roots and Shoots, began in 1991 in Tanzania with 12 high school students. The main message, every one of us makes an impact every day. It's now in 65 countries and growing. The young people are learning that other animals, chimpanzees and bush pigs and pangolins and birds, they're sentient. We're part of this animal kingdom, and it's our responsibility to care for them. We have a program that can be scaled up across Africa to the benefit of people, animals, and the environment. Everything is brought together under the One Health approach. And this means people understanding that the health of chimpanzees, other animals, the environment, and their own health, it's all interconnected. So I want to thank everyone who's contributed ideas and innovative technology to help to improve environments and ecosystems across Africa and around the world. It's when we all work together and when we understand the importance of a healthy ecosystem and all that that entails, that we can look forward to a better future for our children and theirs.
Because the power of prizes and challenges is that they can make the impossible possible. And now, Eileen Lee, the Chief Program Officer at the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation, will announce the winners of the Artisanal Mining Grand Challenge.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Eileen Lee, the Chief Program Officer leading the Environmental Conservation Program at the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation, one of the largest private funders of environmental conservation worldwide. We are one of the core sponsors of this challenge and are excited by all of the innovations that were proposed, especially the 26 semifinalists and 11 finalist teams, who are all dedicated to improving the health of people and our planet. I've had the pleasure of participating on the judging panel to determine the challenge winners, which I get to announce very soon. First, I want to acknowledge and thank our judges in this last round. Franco Arista Rivera, along with Georgette Saki Ado, who collaborated with Pascaline Makani Umba, Matthew Chambers, who collaborated with Lala Fez and Nathan Kelly, lastly, Anjali Kumar and myself in collaboration with Marian Adeni and Paulina Arroyo at the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation, and Bonnie Lay in collaboration with her team at Microsoft. Next, I want to take a moment to recognize a unique aspect of this challenge. A portion of the prizes today will go to the individuals who participated in the peer feedback stage of the challenge. In this stage, Conservation X Labs gave applicants the opportunity to take part in a collaborative process to give and receive constructive feedback from other competitors in the challenge. The applicants who received the feedback were allowed to time rank the quality of that feedback and revise their applications accordingly. The applicants that provided highly rated feedback to any prize-winning team will receive $2,500 in prize money. So, after we announce all of the challenge prize winners, we will announce the winning recipients in the peer feedback category. Okay, let's get started. I would like to welcome Bonnie Lay to start things off with the Microsoft AI for Earth prize winner.
And now, Bonnie Lay, Head of Global Strategic Partnerships for Microsoft's AI for Earth, will announce the winner of the $100,000 AI for Earth Award.
Hello, everyone. A big congratulations to the challenge finalists here today and all of you who are tuning in to cheer them on and celebrate what they have accomplished over the course of this year. My name is Bonnie Lay, and I lead grants and partnerships for Microsoft's AI for Earth program. And I am so excited and honored to be here with you to announce the award of $100,000 to the project that best demonstrated AI and machine learning applied at cloud scale during this challenge. Through the AI for Earth program, we have supported more than 650 grants to date, working in more than 90 countries around the world. And in April of 2020, Microsoft AI for Earth has announced that we are building a planetary computer that serves as a platform for the data, computing, algorithmic training, and API deployment and application scaling for the environmental sector. Through all of these projects and work that we've done, we found that the projects that were most successful and had the most impact were the ones who were able to collaborate and build on each other's work across the technology stack. They combined their technical acumen with partnerships with organizations working directly on the ground. We were looking for these qualities when we were selecting this award winner. This project has worked to automatically identify artisanal and small-scale gold mining sites from satellite imagery. They have tested their technical feasibility on real-world sites and have a strong plan for further testing and eventual deployment more broadly. We are so pleased to announce as the winner of the AI for Earth Award, ASM Spotter. Congratulations, team. AI for Earth is very much looking forward to working with you to deploy your models on the Azure cloud and to make your innovations as widely accessible to the industry as possible. We'll definitely be in touch soon. Congratulations again to all the finalists.
Thank you, Bonnie. Very pleased. Thanks a lot. That was really, I'm really amazed by the whole event and of course by the speeches from Jane Goodall. I was really moved. So I'm really, really proud that we made it. And yeah, I want to thank the Technical University in Aachen we work together with. We want to thank Levin Sources, who has, of course, the whole experience in ASM formalization programs, which was a very valuable feedback because, you know, we are a technology company. We always needed the insights from them, how it can actually be applied in a responsible way. We want to thank the European Space Agency, who supported us in the first phase of developing the solution. Of course, a big thank you to my machine learning engineers at DIDA, who actually came up with the solution, particularly Matthias and Justus from the Mining Institute. And of course, to the Conservation X team, and also to all the other finalists, which have really, really great solutions. I'm really honored to be among those finalists. So, and of course, we see this as a first starting point to scale ASM Spotter to other geographies, to other minerals. So we are right now focused on gold, but big thank you.
Yes. Hi. Thank you very much for this award. We are honored and humbled to receive this prize, and I really want to to accept that on behalf of the team. I want to thank specifically Timo Makori, Eric Gobbers, all the EPIS team, Zachary Bukali on the ground. I represent a technology company, and as the previous winner, we really know that we are just tools and we can't make a difference without the people on the ground. And the essence of what we do is to change the people's lives on the ground. And so we're really blessed with that money that will help us expand our work to really understand what are the human rights impacts on the ground in Eastern Congo. And with your support, we really can scale that to more provinces and more hotspots that I think have been severely impacted historically and even more so recently with COVID. So we'll really put this money to good use and really put that data back in the hands of the Congolese people. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again to Antoine and Team Matokeo. Okay, let's find out who the second winning team will be. The winner and the recipient of a $118,000 tungsten level prize goes to the Early Alert System for Tropical Rainforest Mining from Project Inambari, captained by Bjorn Bergman.
Wow, so it's been it's an incredible honor to get your support for Project Inambari. This has been a long-term team effort, and it's been really inspiring to connect with the other teams who are tackling the complex problems around artisanal mining. In particular, this has been an opportunity for us to set up a partnership with Wake Forest University and Sencia working on the ground in Peru. So we're really excited to together be able to launch this map, which will show mining in the rainforest. I think it's going to make a big difference. And thanks so much for all of Conservation X Lab's work in setting this up.
Congratulations again to Bjorn and Project Inambari. That wraps it up for our tungsten level winners. Now let's see who will receive the gold level prize. We have two teams who will be awarded $200,000. The first gold level winner is Team Picayune for their application plasmonic mercury analyzers for artisanal scale gold mining, captained by Jay James.
All right. Thank you so much. This is incredible. We are just so excited. Thank you to Conservation X, everybody at the Artisanal Mining Grand Challenge team, all the partner organizations. This is a really big deal for us. This recognition means so much. We've been working on this technology for, since our graduate research, and now to be able to really make a difference in the area that we've targeted for so long, measuring mercury in these hard applications in artisanal mining. So yeah, this is really going to make a huge difference in our ability to reach this, company long goal of making this impact. So thank you so much. And we look forward to working with all the other teams and everybody involved. This has been a great pleasure. Thank you.
Congratulations again to Jay and Picayune. All right, we're down to the last winning team at the gold level. Team Mercury's Captures Systems for ASGM Gold Shops, captained by Adam Kiefer.
I'm happy to accept this award on behalf of the MCS Group. As a team, we've worked for years to get to this point. We recognize that Conservation X's Artisanal Mining Grand Challenge has supplied us with the opportunity to keep going. We're thankful to Conservation X Labs, the judges, the sponsors, and the coalition of global partners for recognizing the importance of this issue in developing and executing this competition. There's no silver bullet to the problems that we're all addressing, and we need all hands on deck. The Artisanal Mining Grand Challenge will allow us to continue our work and make change in the right way, which is together. We recognize that this work would have never been possible without our outstanding in-country partners, and that the MCS would have only been a dream if not for the drive, compassion, and sheer grit of our undergraduate students through the Mercer on Mission program, and those who believe that it was important to get a bunch of 18 through 22-year-old kids out of the classroom and into the real world to learn that even when it seems impossible to change the world, you don't stop trying. Thanks.
How exciting this has been. Congratulations again to all of the finalist teams and our prize winners. Matakeo, Project Inambari, Picayune, and Mercury's Capture Systems. Now, let's take a moment to congratulate again our AI for Earth winner, ASM Spotter. And last, but not least, it's time to acknowledge the recipients of the Peer Feedback Awards. These individuals are the lead applicants from other teams who provided high-quality feedback to the prize winners during the application process. Each person I'm about to announce will receive $2,500 in recognition of their support and efforts during the competition process. Our Peer Feedback Award recipients are Charles Espinoza, Alejandra Lena, Itai Mutamiri, Marcelo Vego, and Jeffrey Beyer. Congratulations to you all. Now let's welcome back co-founders of Conservation X Labs, Alex Deegan and Paul Bungie, to deliver final remarks.
Awesome. Congratulations to all of the finalists. That was amazing work.
And the teams have done so incredibly well. But just this has been a really amazing event. And 2020 has been a hard year for a lot of people. But I think this has come across incredibly well, given that we're dealing with a global set of innovators around a global set of problems.
And I mean, to that end, like, thanks so much and congrats to our team that has put on, you know, originally we were going to do this in person, but as with everything, as you say, in 2020, we got to change. And thanks again to our judges, phenomenal work. But, you know, as you said, Alex, it's way more than just CXL. It really is. And way more than just our judges. This takes way more than a village.
It takes a global coalition of partners, right, Paul?
Yeah, that's right. I don't think we absolutely couldn't have done this without an amazing coalition of partners, as you said. We're so proud to have the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation and Microsoft having sponsored and been just tremendous partners in this. We couldn't have done any of this without the work and tireless expertise and partnership of Cynthia. They've been amazing. We are so incredibly grateful to all of our partners, in fact, including Delve and Conservation International, the Tech Interactive, WWF, the Wildlife Conservation Society, the Andes Amazon Fund, the Amazon Conservation Association, Levin Sources, the Pan American Development Foundation, the Water, Environment, and Human Development Initiative, Resolve, Manga Bay, Pure Earth, the Chambers Federation, and the Jane Goodall Institute. Everyone has put everything they can into this, and it's been tremendously helpful and amazing to work with all of you. Thank you so much to our incredible coalition.
Well, I wanna thank you, the viewer at home, for joining us yesterday and today. We're really excited to have innovations that have come out of this competition. And if you want to have a chance to interact directly with the finalists, join us for Demo Day immediately following this. Just follow the link. And wait, hold on. There's one more thing. We have all these incredible innovations getting funding. But what would be even better?
Yeah, what would be better?
You know what?
I think we have to do something special, Alex.
I think this requires something really special.
Could we? Should we?
I think let's do this again next year. Roll the film.
La Amazonía es el hogar de 33 millones de personas, incluyendo 1.6 millones de indígenas, y es la región con mayor biodiversidad de la Tierra, ya que alberga un tercio de las especies de plantas y animales conocidas en el mundo. También es una región rica en oro, y para millones de personas, la minería artesanal representa una oportunidad económica, un medio de vida. Con demasiada frecuencia, la forma en que se extrae este oro amenaza nuestra selva tropical, nuestra agua, nuestros alimentos, nuestra vida silvestre y nuestro planeta. Afrontar los desafíos más difíciles del mundo requiere de creatividad y de una red de apoyo. En el 2021, Con el financiamiento de la Agencia de los Estados Unidos para el Desarrollo Internacional, trabajaremos mano a mano con una amplia coalición de socios de la región para conseguir, desarrollar e implementar innovaciones para la minería artesanal en la región. Convocamos a los innovadores de todo el mundo a utilizar sus excepcionales capacidades para encontrar nuevas soluciones. Acompáñenos en la próxima ronda del gran reto de la minería artesanal, la Amazonía, que cuenta con $500,000 en premios. Para más información visite artisanalminingchallenge.com.